I almost messed up the audio so bad, but we're so back. We are so back. Why is the quality of this text so terrible? Let's try point. That looks worse. Bilinear. Not much better. Bicubic. Nope. Disabled. Okay. I don't like this. I don't like why can't I make it bigger? Without it being ruined. I love my good old Babas new font. Outline, don't really care about that. Did I accidentally up that? Dude, I hate when settings menus automatically like respond to your scrolling. It is the most annoying thing in the world. Oh my god, people shut up already. What is up? Holy moly. Me and my failed debugging. I thought in YouTube Studio I had to hit the start stream. I guess no, it's the end stream button, and then I can end the stream with whatever. Who cares? Who cares? I'm here. I already made this shit too loud. Okay. I don't have anything in particular that I planned to talk about, but I don't think I'd have a chance any later this week to stream, so I'm gonna do it now. Hello. Let me switch to... Oh, okay, man, this chapter is still kind of insane to look back on. I have no idea if we go back to Thorfinn or not. That's kind of the main question I have going in the next chapter. Sharky Bacon, you pay attention to these things. Do we have the page count yet for the next chapter? Real has not reported. Okay. Yeah, I know Real's using Blue Sky full time now, so I gotta pay attention to that. Okay, but there is confirmed new chapter. Awesome. Good, yeah, I figured there would be. I feel like Yukimura's been kind of on a roll. I think before he was definitely, like, having some trouble, maybe a little unsure about what he wanted to do, but I think we are on the right track now. In the Discord? Gotcha. I should figure out the best way to overlay the panels as I go through them. I mean, maybe... Does this even work? I'm curious. If OBS lets me do this. I brought over text, not the image itself. I was gonna see if I can just drag it onto the stream or not, but nah. Because I'd like to have a bit more of a fun background, at least for the stream. But whatever. I don't care. Break next month like last year? I think so. I don't know if usually that's the kind of thing we know by now if there was an announced break, but I mean, unless he's really on a roll and he just doesn't want to take a break, it makes sense. Usually he does like a Christmas break, so I wouldn't be surprised. I've been seeing talk again about season 3. Um, I've been thinking about it. And like we're getting so close now to the time where it makes sense to announce it. Like early next year is the same timeline from when season 1 ended to when season 2 got announced. So we might see a season 3 announcement early next year, which would be really, really sick. I wouldn't expect to hear about it this year, though I've seen some people, kind of clamoring for it and hoping maybe, but I think we are still kind of a ways off. Unfortunately, but sooner. We've passed a lot of time already. Like this in January, what it's gonna be 2 years in January since season 2 started. It's kind of crazy that much time has passed. And I love the art in this chapter. It's so good. It's actually insane. You know what I'm really hoping for before the end of the story? I'm hoping for color pages. Last one was in Baltic, right? 167? No, wow, I'm going way. Wow, I'm so stupid. No, Baltic. 116? No, we're still hunted. Oh, my senses are all off. 123. Borrowed life. Next one. There. This was like the last color page we got. Look how gorgeous this is, man. Yeah, we are that close to 2-year anniversary season 2. It's kind of crazy. Because it was, yeah, it started 2023. January 2023. And we are coming up on January 2025. While we're talking about color pages, dude. While we are talking about color pages, let me see if I can pull this up on my other monitor. Hold on. Chucky Bacon, why is there no official Planet Test digital scan release? I don't want to open some like scuffed website on stream. But the color pages in that manga are so good. I love Planet Test, man. I've been thinking about Planet Test recently again. I might have to reread it. I do love the volume covers, at least. Yes, I love the way the volume covers are colored. But this stuff is cool, man. Stuff done by Yukimura. This is awesome. I miss it. I would have thought that he'd do one for Vinland, at the beginning of the arc like this. Was there even a color page in the farm arc? I don't think there was. Oh man, these scans are crazy. But like, this is a lot like the Planet Test color pages. They're so like this watercolor aesthetic. It's so good. Yeah, we're not gonna go into early scans. Crazy stuff. I hope we could see that kind of thing again for Vinland arc especially. Okay, alright. I think we'll come back to Vinland, but I kinda low-key want to talk about my beloved JoJolands. Who's reading JoJo? Who's reading my goat? Actually, I didn't know this group was doing a translation. I like Cool's translation. Hold on. And Dog Park. I love Dog Park, but I don't think Dog Park's been keeping up with it. So we'll do Cool. It's kind of a crime that modern JoJo is not released officially ever. Yeah. Going off topic. I know I don't talk about JoJo on the channel, but I kind of want to branch out a little bit more to some of the other stuff I read. Chainsaw Man has been very good recently. What else am I reading right now? Kagurabachi has been fun. Hunter x Hunter being back is really fun. Maybe I do, I'm gonna actually, you know what? It's actually a fun time to do this. Hold on. We're gonna do... let me find it. We're gonna do a tier list. This better not still have mine. Oh god. Go to template. Okay, I still have mine in here, but I'm gonna clear it and start over. How do I start over? Reset. There it is. Alright, I'm bringing it over. Let's see. Boom, boom. Okay. We're gonna do some real funny business here. And we're gonna expose how much of a fraud I am. Alright. Hunter x Hunter. Oh god. Okay, let's go through the ones that... I'm not even gonna place the ones that I don't want to read and haven't read. And I don't have a plan to read. Silent Voice, I saw the movie. Fairy Tale, I've watched an unfortunate amount. Pun Pun, oh. That's a good one, hold on. What else have I watched the anime for? Promised Neverland. I stopped when season 2 got kind of weird. Okay, Kingdom's in the want to read. What else in here? Honestly, I can't believe Comic Got Kill is this big. But I do own all the volumes. FMA, unfortunately, only the anime for that one. Mob Psycho, only anime. But that's like the top of only anime. Actually, Full Metal's the top of only anime, and then one Mob Psycho, then that Oran High School is actually above that, because Oran High School's goated. I think this catches everything. I mean, My Hero, whatever. That's not getting read. I read the last chapter. I did start Tower of God, but I was not interested in it. One Punch Man, I watched the anime. That's definitely up there. Okay, I think we hit it all. I think we did. Okay. This I'm in progress on right now. Golden Convoy. Alright. So now, the ones that I have read. I mean, obviously, that's an S. Thorfinn's gonna end up coward written. Ooh. Wait. Thorfinn's gonna end up with coward written all over him if he doesn't come back and take out the new warriors for real. He's gonna lose everything he built and everyone he meets. He's like in a coma right now. He's unconscious. He was bleeding out. Even if he wakes up, I mean, he's gonna wake up, but is he really gonna be in fighting condition? I don't know, man. That's. I feel like we're. I know he does some pretty superhuman stuff, but that's crazy. Okay, Pun Pun. Alright, alright, alright. I always have to do this because I'm a fraud, but we're gonna add a row above. We're gonna add a row above. Oh, no, if I did the wrong thing, as I always do. We're gonna add a goat row, of course. What? I don't want to print. What are you talking about? Cancel. Okay. So this is goat. Okay. Now, with that out of the way, Pun Pun, that's an S tier. It's one of my favorites of all time. Hunter A. See, I don't think I've ever read something bad enough for me to put in like D and F. Or even, maybe even C. Well, let's see. I've not watched Dragon Ball. I don't think I ever will. JoJo's. Alright, I might have to reorder these a bit when I get there. One Piece, come on. Alright. No. Oh, man. Fuck, that's hard. No. I really like One Piece. JoJo's, I have like a very special relationship with. It's like one of the first things one of the first manga I watched an anime and I was like, I have to read this. And One Piece is just really good though. That's tough. I'll have to think about those three. Vagabond. See, Vagabond's an interesting one. This is a fucking manga that I loved when I read it, but I just don't think about it anymore. You know? I think about Pun Pun all the time. I don't really think about Vagabond. And low-key, if it wasn't ongoing... Oh god, I watch No Game No Life. If it wasn't ongoing, I think I would probably feel the same way about... Why can't I see it? Am I blind? Oh, I started Slam Dunk. I quite like Slam Dunk so far. Actually, no, I started Real. I didn't start Slam Dunk. I started Real. I always forget you did 2 basketball manga. Alright. Saint and Elitist up here. Okay, where's Attack on Titan? Yeah, okay. No. I would not. Is Attack on Titan really the lowest tier thing I've read? That would be crazy. I could never say something like that, could I? Surely I couldn't say something like that. Yona Dawn is in progress. And what else do we have? I saw something else over here. I have the entirety of Vagabond, the deluxe. Yeah, I bought Volume 1. And then I couldn't find Volume 2 for a long time, and now they're doing the deluxe ones, so low-key, I might just give up on collecting the normal ones and do the deluxe ones. It's a lot easier to I watched Fruits Basket. It's a lot easier to stomach buying and collecting a whole story as it's being dropped, rather than, you know, buying it in bulk. You know, I get to look forward to the next deluxe volume dropping. That is why I'm on my second run of collecting Vinland with the deluxe ones. Monster. That Monster is one I finished since doing this list last time I did it. Is that Sarah for the End? I remember watching that. I don't think I finished it, but I watched it. You know, I've read quite a few that are not on this list. Like, where's my goat Fire Punch? I might need to make my own. Might need to make my own tier list with only stuff that I've read, so I can score more accurately. Because when I first did a manga tier list, I pretty much only read things that were popular enough to be on here, so I didn't really have to do anything on my own. But I might need to change that. I'm pretty sure everything left here, though, is stuff that I haven't really interacted with enough to even put up there. Yeah, I have not read Akira, unfortunately. And Nana, I've wanted to read. You know what? I'm gonna put that in the want to read. I've been wanting to do that. Is there anything in here that I actually want to read? Oh, Death Note. Only anime, but that probably goes like right below FMA if I was ordering these. No Game No Life is like junk food to me. It is like junk food to me. I actually quite liked it, unfortunately. Promised Neverland I'd leave higher just because that first season is genuinely just so good. Fruits Basket is better than My Hero Academia, is better than No Game No Life. Sarah for the End, I quite literally don't remember much about it. I just remember thinking the character designs were cool and the music was really good. Okay. Is this Claymore? Claymore's on the want list. Okay, now I think I've got everything I kind of... Oh, Magi's on the want list. True. True. Inuyasha, I kind of, like, watched a little bit of the anime. I probably watched literally half an episode when I was, like, in high school. So, we're gonna ignore that. 20th Century Boys, of course, is on the want to read list. That's probably up here, near the top of it. Okay. Alright. Is this seriously all on this list that I read? Alright. So, from this list, then, the ones that I've read. Oh, man. Honestly. Oh. Because, like, nothing here is bad. I have the privilege of mostly having read only good manga. You know? Like, when I first got into it as a hobby, I only really read stuff that people said was good. I didn't, like, go read stuff that I found. So, with that being said, Attack on Titan is probably my least favorite of anything here. Which is kind of crazy. And I have such a personal bias towards JoJo, but, like... you know, JoJo is really good. Okay, listen. I'm gonna get, like, so much flack for this, but I honestly... I think I've grown up. And I've come to understand that just... I don't even think I'm as obsessed with Berserk and Vagabond as I should be. I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem. I had them up there when I first made a tier list because, I mean, they're brilliant works of art, but do I think about them? You know, are they... I feel like, you know, I pair them a lot with Vinland in my head, obviously, because they're like, you know, people always pair them a lot in discussions. But do I do I have as much of a connection with these two as I do with these three? I mean, Hunter x Hunter. Even Hunter x Hunter, as much as I like Hunter x Hunter as it is right now, I don't have the same connection with it that I do everything else here. Monster is just kind of that guy, though. And it might be recency bias. I only read Monster this year. But Monster kind of is that guy. Yeah, this might be my current list. I can't believe I have Berserk and Vagabond down here. That's nuts, man. I think I've grown up. I wouldn't have thought I'd put Berserk and Vagabond down there. Man, Monster, you read up to volume 6. Monster is just a non-stop process of ramping up. It is always ramping up. I feel like the beginning is very formulaic, but once it starts like using its formula really well, it just hits. Like, it has this formula of introducing a character, focusing on them, then tossing Tenma into their situation. And in the beginning, it's very formulaic. Like, oh, Tenma shows up at this place that's having a crisis. Tenma helps them out, and then they're like, "Thank you, Tenma. You're a good guy." And then he leaves, and it's fun. But like, when you start getting to the later stages of the story and the crazy stuff starts happening, and like Tenma's gone for a long time, and then Tenma shows up, you just pop off. I love Monster, man. That was real good. I've expressed myself wrong. I'm not saying he has to come back and go on a rampage like Thorkel, but he's definitely gonna have to fight at some point. Well, yeah, I mean, he already has started fighting Thorfinn. He already has. He was fighting immediately the second they got fired on by the Ilnu. So it's not like he is sitting around, you know, letting all of this happen and being like, I can't fight back, I'm a pacifist. Because that's kind of not what his pacifism's about. His pacifism is a lot more about what he genuinely believes prevents violence, rather than a, like, moral high ground of refusing. Thorfinn's an interesting character, man. I always think, when I think about Thorfinn, I think he's a pretty shallow-ish character, you know? Because, like, his philosophy is very straightforward, and he's very, upfront about his thoughts and feelings, and he understands his thoughts and feelings very well. So he really doesn't leave much room for interpretation or, I guess, personal contradiction like a character like Askeladd does. But then, again, you know, sometimes when I see how we talk about Thorfinn and pacifism, I realize, you know, there's a lot more depth there than I think I give it credit for. I really put Attack on Titan this. Attack on Titan's a genuine... None of this is bad. Like, if I read a billion... Like, a billion... if I read, like, 50 more manga, right? If I read everything on this list here, I'd probably, like, I don't know. Like, these would probably all be an S and A. Hold on. I will be right back. Alright, sorry about that. I have like a package being delivered today, and I think they just rang my apartment. I didn't think they'd do that. Kids, just leave them to die and ran off. I mean, do you think Thorfinn's not going to... I mean, okay. Tier list done. Funny. I'm gonna make a tier list maker with everything. So then we can talk more about more stuff that I've actually read. Let's go back to Vinland, because clearly there's a topic here. Let's go to 210. That's a fitting chapter. Okay. So, can you imagine sister swallowing it? Shit sounds so reckless and consequent. So, do you think Thorfinn is going to leave without trying to help anyone escape? Is that what you're saying? Because, like, in this very chapter that I'm on, Thorfinn he's fighting. He's fighting these guys. He's trying to prevent war, and going and killing people is certainly not going to prevent war. It's going to be war, right? So he's doing what he can to try to protect as many people as he can. He's in a very difficult spot right now, and you could say what you will about how Thorfinn contributed to it getting to war, but I think at all times he's kind of doing what he can to make sure war does not come. And obviously he failed to prevent it, but you know, as things currently stand, what else could he have done here, you know? And currently he's passed out. Something I've thought about is how Thorfinn is almost too perfect in the Vinland arc. He's not as compelling or complex, but he's still amazing. Yes, yeah, exactly. He's not very complicated. And his complexity comes from his past and how he got to this point. But, like, it doesn't take, like, an essay of analysis to really understand him. Because he's a very simple person now. He understands his feelings. He knows what is best. He has a very clear philosophy, and he lives very closely by it and doesn't do anything to contradict it. That's kind of the difference between him and Askeladd. You know, Askeladd has a philosophy, and he has these morals, but he allows himself to kind of go down into the go down into something worse than what he believes in, because he feels like there's no other way to kind of survive in the world as it is and protect the things he loves without being a Viking that he hates. Whereas Thorfinn, you know, he genuinely believes that non-violence is the only way to true peace and to prevent war, and he is acting accordingly. You know, there's nothing to really question. So in a way, it makes him less compelling, but that doesn't mean he's like a bad character or a boring or a flat character now. You know, just taking Thorfinn as a whole, you can't really have current Thorfinn without the context of his past. If anything, Thor's is that. Thor's is like if you had current Thorfinn without the context. And as much as we like Thor's, I like Thor's as a character. He is just he's a, to me at least, well, what makes him compelling is that we really don't know as much about his past as Thorfinn. Interestingly enough, now that I think about it, the reason you would really think a lot about Thor's now is in comparison to Thorfinn, and considering Thorfinn's journey, kind of wondering how did Thor's reach this point as well. But he's not rated as highly for people as Thorfinn when it comes to like best character in the manga, best written character in the manga, because of Thorfinn's whole past that we know of, that we experienced, that led up to this. That's why I think Thor's is less of a character and more just the themes of the story and one character and foreshadowing. Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. That Thor's is just kind of it's like a snapshot of Thorfinn at the end of Thorfinn's arc, or at least at the beginning of the Vinland arc for Thorfinn. Actually, Thorfinn's kind of by going to Vinland, he's already kind of surpassing Thor's in that sense. But yeah, I think Thor's is he's sort of meant to represent the ideal future of the story and where the story is kind of promising to bring Thorfinn one day when he's introduced in the prologue. And it just kind of does make him only a fraction, really, of I guess this archetype that he and Thorfinn are now both fulfilling. Thorfinn is just a more fully realized version of the character that Thor's is intended to be, which makes sense. You know, this is the main character. This is the character we're spending all this time focused on. So it's nothing against Thor's as much as it's, you know, you're comparing a character that's around for less than a single arc to the main character that's been here the whole time, you know. And I really love this page. It's a good page. Four more days. 4 more days, yeah. Hopefully we get it close to the expected day, to the 24th. What, that's a Sunday. If it drops on Sunday, that would be nice. It'd be nice to be able to write my script before my work day on Monday. I always end up having to work on these review videos during the work week, which is so rough, dude. Because I'm already so busy during my work week. But I do think it makes so much sense to go back to Thorfinn now. I think with, We're nearing the end of volume 29. Like 3 more chapters. Oh, maybe only 2 more. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to go back to Thorfinn now, especially like I feel like Einar killing this guy. This is the climax of the wall attack, but you can see the battle's still ongoing here, as even though we've reclaimed the wall, the battle's still kind of ongoing from the outside. So, you know, maybe we see some of the aftermath, but I think it makes so much sense to go back to Thorfinn now. We've done all we need to do here, though obviously I do want to see if Cordelia
and well, what Cordelia the Unbug guys are up to. I was gonna say if they're okay, but obviously they're okay. They're not gonna be off-screen dead. Imagine next chapter comes and Bug Eyes is just dead on the ground. I'd actually sob. I think I'd stop reading. I love my boy Bug Eyes. If A&R lives, I could see the story leaving him in a similar broken state to Kettle. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was actually thinking... You know what I was wondering, which is kind of... would be ridiculous, is if he gets left in a similar state to Gardar. If the old new warriors take him as like a slave, and he's just kind of like this lost, hurt slave like Gardar was. You know, seeking out Arnade. I think that would be absolutely mental to do to his character. But yeah, I don't think he's going to... If he does survive, I don't think he's going to come out of this story like in a happy or fulfilled state. He's going to end very tragically, which is going to be pretty heartbreaking. I don't see any other way around it for him. I'm very, very upset by it. Because he's such a good dude. A&R is such a good guy. You know, people are giving him a hard time online. But it's so difficult to blame him. It's so difficult to blame anyone besides, like... besides maybe Ivar. I like Ivar. I think he's funny. He's kind of an idiot. But he still makes good points. You know, you can't knock that. But he's kind of an idiot. I don't know if Yukimura is going to break him that much, do him that dirty. Yeah, I hope not, man, but... I was thinking it'd be real interesting. I wonder what Sturk's role... Yeah, I've been thinking about Sturk. It's kind of hard to figure him out right now. Because, like, this whole thing is clearly, like... Ivar is passing the torch to Sturk, you know? Like saying, you need to go on and be the leader. So Sturk is clearly going to be a big part of the Norse decision, whatever they decide to do next. I think they're going to counterattack. I've been saying that. Clearly Sturk is going to be playing a leadership role in that. But the question is, though, like, will he really be a focus? Or now that Ivar is gone, I don't know, is that kind of it for him? And will he just kind of be a supporting role character, I guess? I don't know, man. I mean, he's always been in a minor supporting role, but I was always hoping for a little bit more of a backstory of these guys, the three brothers. I still don't know if they're actually brothers or if they just call each other brother, but I've been hoping for some backstory from them, so I'm still hoping we can get a bit more out of Sturk, because he's in an interesting spot now. He's lost Ivar and Ganglati, and if anybody in that group was capable of self-reflection, it's probably him. Imagine he takes his helmet off. Oh, that would be peak. That would be peak. Ah, incredible. I would love to see him without a helmet. It'd be so funny. That's almost too silly. But have his helmet get, like, knocked off or something. That would be awesome. To kind of humanize him. Oh, man. Yeah, put him in battle. Have him get his helmet knocked off like Kettle. That would actually be sick. If he takes it off, I think that'd be a little corny. But if it's knocked off him in battle, that'd be sick. What are the odds we'll get a season 3? Like, man, it's gotta be like, I fluctuate between hopeful and totally doomer on that. Like, season 2 was very clearly successful. and they put a lot of resources into, you know, like, they did a lot of the Vinland on Air contest, the fan art contest. Clearly, like, they believe in it, and clearly the staff wants to. I guess it's really just a matter of is the studio going to fully support the project, I guess. Are they going to be able to get the resources? I'm not 100% clear on how involved Mappa is. I know Twin Engine, for the most part, is the production studio. But they kind of they worked with WIT and then worked with Mappa. But the people that are actually, like, you know, the directors and all that, the people who are like the main leaders, rather than, you know, the people doing the animation, the people you have like planning the episodes, directing and all that, those people are, like, you know, worked with Twin Engine. I don't think they are Mappa, and I don't think there's a significant overlap in the workforce of Vinland versus, you know, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, stuff like that, that are probably going to get prioritized by Mappa. I don't know. Either way, my point is, I think it's likely. I doubt they're going to be like, Season 2 wasn't successful enough, so we're not going to do it. They've already adapted half the story. There are plenty of anime out there that are totally garbage and get way less traction, that get renewed. But at the same time, popularity in Japan is important, and from what I understand, Vinland is not as big over there as it is here, and it's kind of still niche here. So in Japan, it may not even be as big. It still sells. It sells well enough for the manga to keep going. So if the manga's not getting canned, I don't think the anime's getting canned. Might be a brother like Thorfinn and Einar. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I don't think it hasn't been explicitly said that it's like a biological thing. But they call each other brother, like, so frequently. You know, like, this is totally... The thing that kind of made me change tune is this conversation, because, like, this is totally, like, a younger brother, older brother dynamic, you know? It totally is. This kind of thing makes me think actually brothers, not just, we call each other brother. Can't believe these two chapters happen back to back. This manga is so good. What is this notification? I can't break my Duolingo streak. Oh my god. That'd be real bad. I'll have to do that later. I will be going in like 15 minutes. I gotta go to Taekwondo tonight. Yeah, I think we go Thorfinn next chapter. That's all I can really think of. See, what makes Vinland chapters so good to me, they all feel very complete. You know, I read Chainsaw Man right now, or I read One Piece right now. Those chapters are good, but they're like, they just leave me like, you know, I just need to see the next one. You know, it's just a non-stop weekly. I just need to see the next one. Whereas Vinland, you know, one Vinland chapter has, like, it's just a very clear beginning, middle, end, satisfying chunk of story, and I'm, like, satiated for a month. Even JoJo is like that right now, too. Like, each chapter just kind of feels like an iteration, and I'm just waiting for the next one. So, like, JoJolands went on break last month, and the 2-month wait for the next chapter is way harder to stomach for a story written like that, with a lot of, you know, like, battle manga conventions, versus Vinland. Vinland is like, it's like every chapter is like a little book, you know? That's what I love about it. And that's why I'm able to do nearly like 30 to 60 minute videos about every chapter. You know, there's just that much to say about each one. I love it. Want to see Hild again. Yeah, me too. I love Hild. I mean, Hild in chapter 210 was really, really good. Her conversation with Thorfinn. Let me go back to it. Like, her conversation with Thorfinn here was awesome. I loved this moment. But, when we got the assassination attempt, well, like, the almost assassination attempt, like, I was really thinking Hild was about to do something crazy. And in hindsight, it's clear that the purpose of Hild being here like this was to set up for this moment where Thorfinn says, "We'll leave." And she's just like, she's almost relieved, you know, because she's like, in the moment, she's like, I gotta kill them, I gotta prevent war. And Thorfinn does the complete opposite to prevent war by saying he will simply leave. Like, it's clearly Hild is meant to get us in that mindset. But reading it monthly, it felt like Hild was about to do something crazy, and I was really invested in Hild's, like, flaws. So it was a bummer to kind of see her almost fall back to supporting Thorfinn role, and Einar kind of took the front seat for, you know, character on our end making a mistake. This chapter's so good. So, I'd like to get in her head again. I really want to see her reaction to war having properly started. You know? Because she and Thorfinn were both kind of in self-defense mode. And I really just don't want her to, I want her character to really matter for everything post 191. She had some very good moments after 191, like with the debate at the thing, and then her resolve to assassinate Ivar and Misekrekwe. Like, those are cool, but they didn't really, I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something more interesting to do with her character, because both of those things kind of fizzled out a little bit. And I don't want her to just kind of fizzle out for the story as a whole. Exactly, there are some episodic and self-contained ones, like the settlement chapters. I love the settlement chapters. Those are my favorites. Early farm arc. These, despite following a time of events, still give you a nice theme or singular event. Exactly. Yup, you got me. This chapter is so good, man. what is Hild gonna do? Like, she's clearly, like, she's very taken by what Thorfinn's done here. This chapter changed everything. This chapter really changed everything. This was actually insane. I did not... Oh my god, what a chapter this was. What a volume this was. My god, volume 28. What a piece of work. What an awesome volume. Her, like, agreeing with him and being the only one left that really is on his side like this. I can't believe it. The pre-war chapters were insane. So much anxiety. I mean, I still have so much anxiety each month, but yeah, especially with, like, Gudrid giving birth at the same time, my anxiety was so bad. Oh my god, I think I was going into every chapter shaking. Dude, I remember going into chapter 200, like, feeling the worst anxiety I had almost ever felt. And, like, this was such a, like, this wasn't anything, like, crazy. This chapter really is nothing crazy compared to what comes after. But I was just in this mindset, like, things are about to get insane. You know, somebody's going to mess up. Something bad is going to happen. And I'm just, like, in constant anticipation of somebody really messing up. I can't believe this. We've come really far. It's kind of nuts. Whoa, what? Whoa, when did I change the, I get rid of the white bar? How did I could do that? Oh my god. I didn't know we could do this. Oh, this is beautiful. I don't have a stupid white bar on the side now. How did I do that? Has there always been a goose here? Or a duck? Was that always there? Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy. Hold on. Yeah, no, okay, it's not always there. I didn't notice that when this first came out. Oh man, remember when we thought K-manga would have a simulpub? Remember when we thought that Vinland Saga was one of Kodansha's biggest manga? I can't wait for the anime. Season 4 of the anime is going to be the best thing ever. We're going to have people editing this this Canute frame with the chapter 210 Thorfinn frame. Like, you know, people are going to, those TikTok AMVs are going to go wild with this. Hey guys, a few days away for 216, baby. Yeah, I'm excited. I love this time of the month. This is gonna be a good month. Every month's a good month when a Vinland chapter drops. But I forget who said it earlier, but I do think it makes sense that we'd probably get a break in December. He hasn't had a break in a while, has he? Chucky Bacon, if you're still here, you usually have the hiatus chart. You usually got that on lock. When was our last break? Oh yeah, dude. I'm very ready for when the anime season 4 happens and I gotta fight Thorfinn mischaracterization like I have to do for the manga, except on a larger scale. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Manga's gonna be over by then though. Maybe I'll make like videos about the anime. I might make more videos about I think when season 3 happens, I might make a Fettered Turn video. I might just make a video just gassing Fettered Turn. I love Fettered Turn. I didn't really make any videos about season 2 except the discussion videos I did with Jockey Bacon, Kyle Entertainment, and Elite Ari, which were a lot of fun. But maybe I should do some like standalone videos for it for season 3. 3 or so chapters left for the end of the volume, so things will heat up. And also, yeah, expect December break. Yeah, I mean, heating. I don't really. I'm positive for sure that within the next 2 or 3 chapters, whatever it takes to end the volume, Thorfinn will be awake again. I think that will be kind of the finale of this volume. And then, like, volume 30 is gonna be, like, endgame. That's what I'm kind of expecting. A lot can happen. A lot can happen in, like, 10 chapters. Like, what happened in the past 10 chapters? In the past 10 chapters, we have had the entirety of this fort siege was 10 chapters. Not even. It was 5 chapters, the entirety of this fort siege. And after 5 chapters, Einar has killed a man and Ivar is dead. That's covering some ground, man. So much can happen so quickly. Where like with the final stages of the story. I just hope there's enough time for a well-realized epilogue. There's no way this is the final time Bug Eyes and Nisquashi see each other, right? There's surely there's no way. That would be mad tragic. Bug Eyes just like dies before he even gets to see her again. I love this cover page, dude. I like this chapter a lot. When I first read it. I read this in the middle of a museum because I got a notification that the chapter dropped and I literally like could not help myself. I had so much anxiety that I just like sat down in the middle of this like gorgeous museum and read my funny Viking manga. Manga will not end next year. No way he's rushing this. Yeah, honestly, assuming we do take a break in December, I mean, it could end like literally the end of 2025. I think. If he like takes fewer breaks and he actually just rushes through it, not rushes through it, you know, but he actually just like he has the clear vision of what he wants to do and he's just grinding out these chapters, that'd be a different story. But usually, you know, he's not one to hesitate to take a break if needed. So it still could end next year. Because if he only takes what, like, let's say he only does, okay, let's say break in December, fine, break in December, so then we have 216, one more chapter to finish this volume, and then 8 more, So let's say we have 9 chapters left next year. All he has to do is, 9 months. So 3 breaks only. He could very realistically finish it next year. Later stages of next year, yeah, but certainly possible to finish it next year. And I am pretty confident there's only going to be one more volume. But I don't think he's going to be like, volumes can only be this number of chapters, so I need to end at this chapter. He's just going to end it when the time comes. I could never see him doing some dumb stuff like wanting to end at a specific number or something like that. I think he probably has an overall game plan going into the end now. I can see the volume ending with Paul McNiska, second Hill talking, final page. So, yeah, that's what I think. Next chapter, we're probably going to get. We might see a little bit of the fallout from the battle at the wall, but I think it's going to go to Thorfinn and Misek. It's going to start with Thorfinn still being asleep, and we're going to see a conversation with those 4 characters. Maybe Hild would even be able to kind of be the audience surrogate in that conversation, but it would mostly be Polmuk and Niska trying to explain to Misek, where everything went wrong. And then I think maybe next chapter ends with Thorfinn waking up, and then the final chapter of the volume is going to be Thorfinn and Misek talking and coming to some emotional climax for Misekwe, and kind of ending with us being on the same page. Last volume will be try to prevent war at all costs and get out of Vinland. While honestly, next volume, this volume might end with Thorfinn waking up and then cut to the Norse resolving to go have a counterattack, and then that puts a good amount of kind of dread and intrigue over the end of the volume that kind of propels us into the final volume. But I think this last volume is going to be the last key battle based on the Norse trying to counterattack, and then that kind of leading to the Norse being forced out, or eventually leading to the point where Thorfinn's going to be able to leave. What I'm still kind of debating is 2 possibilities for the Norse, because either I could see them kind of winning the battle, but Yukimura showing them losing the war. They're going to win the battle and try to continue living in Vinland, only for, war to come back to them twofold, and eventually through this, perpetual war that they found themselves in, they could just never live in peace. I think that would be very potent. So they don't necessarily need to all be, dead or forced out of Vinland by the time Thorfinn leaves. But that would be the other possibility, that Thorfinn manages to escape while, pretty much the remaining Norse cast is either already dead or refusing to leave alongside him, and standing down until their deaths. But I just don't see either the defeat is very final and climactic while Thorfinn is still here, or Thorfinn is able to leave and the defeat is something that's kind of slow, painful, and prolonged. And I think the latter kind of makes more sense, and thematically, I think. And then there's also just the question of what's going to happen with the Olnu. tribes and like Gauki and all that. There's so much going on. So yeah, I agree with what you said. There doesn't necessarily need to be 8 chapters per volume. We could very well still have another, like this volume could go longer. For example, we might end with 2 10-volume long, 10 chapter long volumes. So who knows? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next one. Okay. I have to end the stream. I gotta get going. So yeah, I won't be able to do another stream until next chapter drops. So I will be seeing you all then when Yukimura decides to give us another banger, as always. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. I always appreciate that I have a good amount of people who like to talk in these streams, so thanks for coming by. Yeah, see you, Artarius. Thanks, man. Lots of fun. Alright. Now I go. Goodbye, everyone. See ya.